Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Joshua, you know what happened to me today?
We match.
Well, we do match. Oh my God. Yes, we do match. I'm a little freaked out by this. I kind of want to take this sweatshirt off because I'm
No,
not sure. I'm not sure I appreciate the matching. It's a little much.
that would hurt my feelings. You can't do that. That's rude.
Well,
You're
red is really more red. In fact, like red is more my color than your color. How dare you wear my color?
You are an Aries. Aries is your color, but the moon is an Aries tonight, so it's kind of like I kind of get that privilege too.
I
You know,
guess.
famous. Yeah.
I
I do
guess.
think I look nice in red. Not as good as you, but still, it's one of my colors.
I think you look okay in red. I'll give you a strong okay. You know what happened to me today?
Well,
I had two packages arriving, and one of them was to help me with this knitting project I'm doing, and the other was a Christmas present for Victor, and some jackass stole them off my porch.
no.
I was pissed. I was pissed. And I know they arrived too because they were from Amazon, and they put in the order section a picture of the packages sitting on my porch
How do you know that it was stolen?
because they were not on the porch.
Oh, and they took so they took the picture, so you have proof that it was delivered.
Yeah. And then they were just gone. I was so mad.
You don't even know what it is. Like, what if you're getting something that you don't like?
Well,
Like
I mean, exactly. And I'm not going to say what it was because one of them I have reordered Victor's Christmas present. He'll get it on January 2nd, apparently. But I was so mad. Like, what would possess someone to steal fucking packages at Thanksgiving? I keep saying Thanksgiving for some reason. At Christmas, it is the holiday season. Like, what possesses people to steal Christmas presents?
Not only that, but could it been a neighbor that took it accidentally?
No, I don't think it was accidental because they were literally sitting on my porch. Like some neighbors going to come up to my porch and be like, "Oh, looking at the label, like these are accidentally mine when they have my name on them." I don't think so. And the thing is like, I mean, I don't live in a populated area. I live out in the middle of the woods in like a really small development with like townhouses cuz like I'm not going to mow my own lawn, like I know that much. And but so there's like, I mean, I try like there's not really that many people here and there's no reason to come out here. I think it was a DoorDash driver. I do. I think it was a DoorDash driver.
Wow, that is awful, and it must feel like a violation too. Just the idea of somebody doing it.
It does. I'm so pissed because we get stuff delivered here all the time. I've actually got, Victor's probably watching. Victor, you have a really expensive Christmas present coming tomorrow, and so both of us need to keep an eye out on the porch.
But also, it's like, well, why would you do that? Because you don't know it. Like even if you were a thief, wouldn't you want to know what you were stealing? Like,
Apparently, it doesn't matter. I mean, have you ever seen the videos of the guy that created the glitter bomb package for? Oh, you have to watch these videos. There's like a couple of them. Because I posted about my package getting stolen today on Twitter and was like, "F you very much" to the neighbor who stole my package, and people sent me back the glitter bomb thing, which is basically this engineer designed this thing that looks like a package of like real they look like Beats headphones. They're like really expensive headphones, and but what it is this contraption that not only does it spill glitter all over the place, like it explodes with glitter as soon as you open the package.
oh,
So
like the butterflies and stuff. I know.
no. This is not a fun explosion. This is a I'm going to get glitter all over your stuff explosion so that you
Oh, so
learn
it's like
lessons.
an FU.
Yes, it is. But then he also has installed phones in it that record the whole thing so that it gets instantly uploaded to the internet. So you get to watch the explosion of the glitter. And there's also fart spray in there. So every 30 seconds, it sprays horrible smell around the area so that people are like, what the hell? And it's just like this whole, like, I mean, complex contraption to basically give a middle finger to people who steal packages off of people's porches.
Oh, I see. So it's like they set it up.
Yeah, it's a setup. It's a trap.
Good. They should
Yeah.
do that. I
That's
thought
what
it was
I'm
like
saying.
you send like dead black roses to somebody that you don't like, which
No,
I've never ever before ever.
I've never heard of that before, so I'm sure you just made it up out of nowhere and have no personal experience with that particular thing.
Yeah. I don't do that.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, guys, let's dig into it because Josh, we already have 3 super chats already before we even get started. And we got a lot to talk about tonight because this evening has been very eventful. So we need to get into our topics, but let's do our little intro first so anyone who might be new here knows what we're doing. Guys, welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial. This is a show that Joshua and I do every Tuesday night, whether we're wearing matching clothes or not. And where basically I talk about the news and whatever I think is interesting, and Joshua, who is a professional psychic and astrologer and tarot card reader, uses his psychic prowess to peer beneath the surface and give us some insight into what's really going on. And we do take your questions on this show. If you have a burning current event question that you would like to know more information about, like, will Trump get his way with the election, or I don't know, whatever else might be going on in the world, you can super chat that into us and we will do a little reading and see what's what. Now, we do ask that everyone who wants Joshua to psychic a question, keep it high level, man. Keep it something that's interesting for all of us, and not like personal stuff like should I move to Wisconsin or something like that. Joshua is also available for personal readings if you really do have those one-on-one questions. So, Joshua, we were going to talk about the stimulus today anyway, and I was going to ask what you were going to do with a $600 check if you were a lucky recipient of a $600 check, but now it looks like there might actually be much more because Trump has just given the middle finger to everyone, and it was a beautiful speech. It was an epic speech. You had a chance to watch the speech. What did you think?
I thought it was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
She is 100% right.
He is 100% correct. He is 100%. And this is what pisses me off about this entire situation that we're in right now. And listen, I'm not convinced that Trump is like completely out of it. I think that for some reason, I mean, it feels like he's so calm about this whole thing. I have to think he has some like ace in his up his sleeve or something when it comes to the election. But if he doesn't, it's kind of like I'm so pissed at what everyone in Congress did with this bill. Everyone. The Republicans and the Democrats, except for the people who voted no on it. They're okay in my book. Everyone else, so far as I'm concerned, is a low-life human being that does not deserve to hold the office that they hold. These people are making like what, minimally $125,000 a year for a representative. I think for a senator, it's like $175,000 a year. They can't even get their stuff together to pass a bill that's actually going to help the American people without sending billions and billions and billions of dollars overseas for nonsense. It's absolutely insane. And I'm glad that Trump did what he did and basically told them all to go screw.
I am too. However, I was looking at the comments, and what's interesting is, one guy goes, I don't know who, but he's like, $600, you can spend that in the afternoon. And then this other guy writes back, he's like, you pig, you can also feed your family for 2 months. So
no, you can't.
I don't know what he's feeding his family, but apparently it's going to feed his family ramen, maybe. I don't know. But it's all very relative, especially, all over the world. $600 to somebody is an enormous amount of money that can really be helpful. So I guess the issue is, it's like, are people being penny wise and pound foolish, or are they saying, well, if we get the $600, that's one in the hand better than 3 in the bush? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know what's even better than $600 though? You know what's even better?
What?
$2,000 is even better than $600.
That would help those families out so very much. And all of what is he doing? Why is he being like? Why did they give so much to these other countries? It doesn't make any sense.
I have no. Well, no, we know. I mean, they did it because they could. That's the easy answer. They did it because they could. And not even other countries. There was a ridiculous amount of money for like military related stuff in that bill. I heard the military just got like $750 billion like a couple months ago. They certainly don't need any more. I mean, it was a ridiculous bill, and no one stood up and did the right thing. I mean, Rand Paul tried. He gave a great speech on the Senate floor last night about how ridiculous this bill is. But it's like, this is finally at the 11th hour in like the last week of the year, the unifying thing that the country needed. Because I think like everyone on both the left and the right was pretty pissed about what was in this bill. And you know who's really feeling it on Twitter right now? Bernie supporters, the progressives. And I think that what they found, like, this is such an interesting position, because typically what would happen in this type of scenario where Trump comes out and makes a big, like, brutish, outlandish speech where he tells everyone to go screw, is though everyone on the left would basically say the opposite of exactly what Trump said and stand for the opposite of what he said, because orange man bad. Trump can't do anything right. He's a racist and a Nazi and a homophobe. So of course we have to be opposed to everything. But now that Trump has come out and said $2,000 for everyone and get all the pork out of this bill. So really you have one of two choices. Either the left can argue against these things, in which case they are in favor of giving people less stimulus money and sending more of our money overseas, or they can agree with Donald Trump.
Well, you know that if Nancy's involved, that there's no way that she's going to say yes to him. She's just, if there's anything she's going to disagree with him on, just because she's like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you really think that they're going to be like, okay, Donald, you got it, you win? No way. I mean, especially Nancy, even if she did agree with him, she wouldn't do it because she's a horrible person.
I mean, but no, Nancy actually already did come out, Joshua. Nancy already did come out and say that she's on board with the $2,000.
She is?
She already did. Yeah. And she framed it in a really kind of bitchy way. And she was like, we were always trying to get $2,000, Trump. Where the hell were you? But she has actually now come out in support of the $2,000.
Really? Okay, so she will be siding with him? This will be a shock if she's actually...
No, she actually has. And then Chuck Schumer is now against the $2,000. And he's like, Trump, just sign the bill. The $600 is a lot of money. So the Democrats are like, Trump has outflanked the Democrats on the left, and I am living for every minute of this. And you know what I loved best about his speech? Was at the end, he was like, you're going to have to pass a relief bill in the new administration, and that might be me.
That was funny.
I love him so much. I love him so much. All right, so we're gonna psychic something about this. I just want to say really quickly, Dodgy Sus in the chat, I accidentally blocked you for 5 minutes. I was trying to block someone else and it just moved on me. I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to chat again in 5 minutes. It was not my intention to block you. I was trying to block someone else, so I apologize for that. But Joshua, I think we need to psychic. We need to psychic something around what's going to happen with this stimulus bill. So Trump is going to veto the bill, and I guess maybe what we want to look at. Tell me what's the best way to phrase this question. Is there going to be a $2,000 a month stimulus?
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And just say it again.
Is there going to be a $2,000 not a month? Sorry. Oh, hang on. Oh, I got way ahead of myself. I was like, that would be awesome. No, is there going to be a I had like the Andrew Yang people in my head. Okay, is there going to be a $2,000 stimulus?
And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Queen of Discs, Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords. I think there's going to be I think that with the Nine of Swords, I think they're going to try with the Queen of Discs. Like, this is about being prudent. It's like one of those things. I'm going to ask you for $2,000, and maybe I'll get 1,000. That's my feeling with the prudent stuff. She's really prudent. The Nine of Swords, again, this is sort of like there being a pissing contest, or there being this like a lot of mental stuff going back and forth. And then with the Knight of Swords, that's just it's a cutting cool energy. So I think that they're going to have issues with what they're going to have to cut in order to give the $2,000. I mean,
hang on, how could they possibly have issues? There is so much nonsense in this bill that doesn't need to be there. I don't know why this is a problem.
I agree with you, absolutely. But it seems like with the Nine of Swords next to the Knight of Swords, there's a guy, well, this could be Trump. because it is, a Gemini type guy, but I do think that with the Nine of Swords, there'll be a lot of back and forth. I don't think it will be 2,000. I'd be very surprised if it was 2,000. Because again, it's sort of like, well, who do we screw over?
We simply remove all the nonsense spending out of the bill. There doesn't need to be anyone screwed over. Like I frankly, Joshua, I don't care if there's a gender program in Pakistan. We don't need to be funding that. I don't care. What's Pakistan really going to do without their freaking multi-million-dollar gender program?
I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong to say, why are we giving a damn about other countries and not supporting our own? Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. And this is exactly the point. Like, there's so much money in this bill that is leaving the country.
It's ridiculous.
Why? Yeah, there are so many people hurting.
The policemen of the world. I mean, it's. I understand America has a responsibility, but again, $600. I think for most people, $600. That's. I mean, especially if the last stimulus check. What did they say that was? It was $1,200.
$1,200.
They cut it in half. So, yeah, I think that it should. They probably will make it at least $1,200. I would think.
Oh, they better.
Unless they did this so Trump would veto it. Maybe they didn't expect him.
I don't think they did. I think they expected Trump to sign it, because Trump was also threatening to veto this defense bill. And that's another thing we should probably look at, by the way, is the defense bill. And if they're going to override, I mean, frankly, if they're going to override the veto for this one, because I think this puts everyone in Congress in a really interesting position. Are they actually, the elected representatives in Congress, going to tell the American people that they're just going to override Trump's veto? They're really going to own this bill that no one likes? I mean, that would be a bold move if any of them, consider running again for their seats, especially the representatives in Congress, because they have to run again in 2 years.
Right.
And I don't know what the Republicans are thinking. Like, there were any Republican who goes against Trump on this one, they are just committing professional suicide. I mean, it really is. It's ridiculous. I think, watching what the Republicans and how they've treated Trump since the election, it's pissing off so many people. Like, the Republican Party is going to be dead in the water if they do not support Trump on this.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
You're just like, I have no idea. Joshua, so I also wanted to psychic something around, are they going to cut down the pork barrel spending in this bill? What is the best way to psychic that?
Well, I mean, there's so much pork barrel spending, right? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe will they make, well, yeah, because they're going to have to cut some stuff down.
Yeah. How about, will they make significant cuts to the bill?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. Will they make significant cuts to the bill?
And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Power, pleasure, lovers. Yeah, I think they'll hold on to some of it. But again, I think with the pleasure card, it's they'll still give some money to most likely all the things. I don't think anybody's going to be cut out totally. Do you know what I mean? The Four of Discs, they're going to be holding on to more. With the pleasure card, I think that they'll balance it in some way. So instead of giving, this amount, they'll give, thousands less or $1 million less. There'll be a lot of dialogue. I do think some things are going to be completely cut. Yeah.
Good. Progress. So way to go, Trump. That was big dick energy right there of that speech.
He was 100% correct. Everything he said made perfect sense. I mean, I'm curious as to who thought that was a good idea. That's why I'm saying to myself, did they do this because they knew that he was going to veto it? You know what I mean?
No, I don't think they thought he was going to veto it at all in any stretch of the imagination. I really don't. Can we look at that? What their motive was?
Yeah. Let's see what their motive was. We'll see if we get any swords. Trickery.
Ooh.
Let's see. And do me a favor, just phrase that for me again.
Did they know that Trump was going to veto this bill?
And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Princess of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. I mean, Princess of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. I don't think so. Although if you think about it, it would almost make sense, because if Trump vetoes it, then they could give, a better bill, which Biden gets to, be the hero on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't think that there's any framing this as Biden is the hero on this. Biden hasn't said boo about this bill. Trump just made a massive declaration on this bill. Regardless of whether it happens now or, God forbid, if Biden gets inaugurated, I don't think Biden's getting any credit for this one. I just don't.
Even if he gets passed under his presidency?
No, Biden does not get to claim credit for this. And frankly, like, every Trump supporter out there needs to scream their heads off if he tries, because he hasn't said anything. Now, Justin brings up a point, and I want to address this. It has a veto-proof majority. Dude, everyone in America hates this bill. Pretty much everyone in America hates this bill. Do you think there's going to be no public pressure on these people who voted for it, like their constituents who were already pissed off anyway? Now Trump has come out and said, I want to give you $2,000 instead of $600. You think there's going to be no pressure on them? I don't think they'd override the veto. I just don't. I could be wrong. I don't think they would. And if they do, I mean, good luck to them. Good luck, because like their constituents are going to remember that. All right, let's get into some of our super chats, because we already have a whole bunch of them, and we always try to get through as many as we can, guys. So let's see. Cool. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Stand by. All right, Quantum Football got one in there. I mean, earlier today, Quantum Football was ready to go, and per this username, this is a football-related question. Joshua, do you psychic much when it comes to sports?
I have, yeah.
Do you use it to bet money on things?
No comment.
Do you usually tend to be accurate when you psychic on the outcome of sports?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. Okay, Quantum Football wants to know, will the Ohio State Buckeyes win the college football playoff?
Okay, so will Ohio win, right? And what's the game again?
The college football playoff.
So all together now, is it Ohio State you said?
Will the Ohio State Buckeyes win the college football playoff?
The college what? Sorry, one more time.
Will the Ohio State Buckeyes win the college football playoff?
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Fear of failure, Queen of Swords. Interesting. I mean, they have so much good energy around them. That's why I'm a little bit surprised with these cards. Like, they feel very, very strong. Like, yeah, I think that they have like a really, really, really good team. There is this fear of failure card, so they need to be a little bit more confident. Queen of Swords, I think that they're better than they think they are. And with Knight of Swords, I think it's going to take a lot of work. I think that it seems to be more of a mental thing. Like, I think they have it in them to win, but I think they need to. I think they're psyching themselves out right now. That's my concern. But they have it. Like, they should. Do you know what I'm saying, Carlin? It's almost like this big, burly guy who doesn't realize that he's like this menacing, towering figure that could squash anyone and is very intimidating. Do you know what I mean? He's like, he doesn't get it.
It's like the opposite of my dog believing that she's bigger than she is, like she's a Chihuahua and thinks she's the big dog. It's like the opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the QB on that team, he's very, very gifted. There's somebody who's like leading the charge there, and they're extremely gifted, and I think that they're just being too Yeah, they're not being like overconfident. And I think that they need to like step into that role of like overconfidence. So if you're friends with them, I would definitely talk them up, chat them up.
So someone at Ohio State needs to give the football team a pep talk, apparently, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
They need a really inspirational locker room talk.
Yeah, no, they have it, but they honest to God, like the energy is so strong. It's just so funny because they feel like victors to me. Like they feel so much better than the competition. Than the cards say. Sometimes it's all like mental. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You certainly do. I mean, you know this.
Oh,
like,
I do.
So much mindset, you know.
Indeed. Well, I guess we'll see what happens there. Charmed 3 XS wants to know, now that the confluence of Saturn and Jupiter has passed, are the winds of change blowing favorably for keeping America again?
Well, but still, I mean, it just happened, the conjunction, so it's going to be in effect for a while, years, right? So things will be more freedom-oriented, and there's going to be more of a focus on individual freedom as well as humanitarian causes. But yeah, I think that we'll keep America together. I don't think it's a matter of we're going to... Didn't we ask this question last week, Carlin?
I think we kind of did. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we're still going to have the United States of America, definitely. You know.
All right.
But there's going to be a lot of innovation. There's going to be a lot of innovation, and this is the time to definitely follow your excitement. Do what excites you, because that is going to be, it's not about doing what you think you should do. That was like the past few years. Now it's a matter of doing what lights you up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Jamie wants to know, despite having a very depressing season, I have been so full of joy since the solstice. Tears of joy. Okay, so this is more of a statement that she's feeling pretty good since the solstice.
Yes. Yeah. Joy to the world. I mean, it is Christmas, Carlin.
It is Christmas. It is Christmas. Apparently there won't be any presents in my house if people stealing my presents have anything to say about it. But it is indeed Christmas. All right. Tyga Tail LW says, for my birthday tomorrow, happy birthday. Yay.
Birthday.
I'd like a wonderful birthday present that Gavin Newsom is going to be recalled. And I think we psychic this last week, but I learned on my locals call today, they're actually they have half as many signatures as they need to recall him. And they have until March to get the rest of those signatures. So that could be really exciting. So your governor might not be your governor for very much longer, Joshua. How would you feel about that?
I would be over the moon.
Who would you want to see? Do you have any like people that you hope run?
No. I mean, I guess somebody who lets me go outside.
You know who was talking about running? And I don't know if he was joking or not, but like Dave Rubin was tweeting that he might run. And I think he should. I think he should.
I mean,
I think he should follow in the footsteps of Arnold Schwarzenegger and get himself elected governor of California in a recall.
I think that would be great. Yeah, I mean, he just has so much overreach. I don't know. I'd be so surprised if he left per our cards last week. But
well, can we psychic it again? Can we get a psychic update?
Let's see. So
I mean, it's a birthday question. We need to actually psychic it. We can't dismiss it.
God, that's right. I totally forgot. Well, I mean, of course I forgot your birthday. It's so close to Christmas. You're probably used to it by now.
Oh my God.
I feel so bad for the people born in this week, but you chose your birthday, so.
Starry RZ says, I think Tulsi Gabbard will run because of her moving from Hawaii to California. Wouldn't that be interesting? That would be great.
Amazing. I love her. She's great. Okay, so will Newsom be recalled by March? Is that what your question?
Will Gavin Newsom be recalled?
Will Gavin Newsom be recalled? Will Gavin Newsom be recalled? So I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Disappointment, the lovers, prudence. I think the disappointment comes from the questioner because the questioner wants him to be recalled. I don't think so. I think there'll be a lot of like dialogue, but I think they're afraid of like, it's almost like the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. You know what I mean?
If your state does not recall Gavin Newsom, I don't feel sorry for any of them anymore. I'm sorry. I know you live there. I know you can't do anything. You can't even go for an unauthorized walk down the street.
Well,
but
I do walk every single morning, and I am able to walk. I mean, I'm not typically running around town at 10 o'clock anyway. The thing that's really a problem are the restaurant tours around here. Like I have a friend who owns a restaurant, and he was like rolling in it, about a year ago. And now it's sort of like he's sending out these emails like, please order takeout or we're going to close. I mean, it's very scary, you know what I mean? For a lot of people.
It's so sad. It's so ridiculous.
Sad. Happy birthday, by the way. I was making a joke about it being so close to Christmas, but I hope you get to celebrate next week, and you celebrated last week, and every single week throughout the whole year.
It's basically a birthday all year round.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't even remember my own birthday anymore, so I don't even know how anyone does.
Yours is April 12th.
Well, thank you, Joshua. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it's April 12th. Yeah.
If you don't know my birthday by now, I don't know what the hell
I know your birthday. Yeah. You have birthdays. See, I don't have birthdays, which is really, really good for me.
He does have birthdays, and I know when it is.
No, that's not true. I don't have birthdays.
It is. In a little over a month, he might have a birthday.
That's not true.
Someone might have a birthday.
I actually don't have to have birthdays. That's the coolest thing about living in LA. We never have birthdays. Yeah.
Okay, we'll work through that issue later. Next question. So Andrea asks a really interesting question, actually, given some of the current context. She wants to know, will Nancy Pelosi be voted back in as Speaker of the House? And it seemed like, several weeks ago, this was like a no-brainer. There was no one even running against her. But Jimmy Dore, who is a progressive, but he's actually kind of he's pretty sane. Like, he's not crazy or anything. He has been railing on Nancy Pelosi and the progressives, and it is a beautiful thing. Like, I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but I was just sitting back and watching him the last couple of days, just absolutely hammering, because he really wants Nancy Pelosi to bring up a Medicare for all bill. And I don't agree with that, but I love the way he's just not letting up, hammering on her. So here's the question, Joshua.
Go.
Will Nancy Pelosi be reelected as Speaker of the House?
Do we know when the election is for that?
I think it's next month, I would think.
Will Nancy be reelected next month?
Will Nancy be reelected next month?
And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Queen of Discs, the Magician, 10 of Swords. I think something's going to go, and I saw this before when we did a reading on her. Something around her is just really weird. Something there's some wall that she's going to hit. Do you remember this a few weeks ago?
Vaguely.
Yeah, she got the Tower card, 10 of Swords. What's going to happen to Nancy? Do you know what I mean? So it looks like things are going in that way with the Queen of Discs, right? And then you have the Magician card, which is all about things going according to plan. But then you have 10 of Swords. So I think that, I don't know, there's going to be some wall that she hits. So my feeling is that it looks a little problematic, but I don't think it's because, this other guy's so great. It might be some kind of crisis or something like that.
Well, yeah. It's funny that you say that, because I heard about this. I didn't see it, but I heard that she basically had a meltdown on TV the other day. She just was acting crazy on TV.
More than usual.
Watch that clip. Yeah, more than usual. Remember a couple months ago when she was on the Sunday morning shows and she was asked a question and she answered, "Good morning, Sunday morning." That's literally what happened, Joshua.
I mean, she's 81 years old, isn't she? And I'm not saying that's that old nowadays, but it's still, it's kind of old.
It's old.
There are some 81-year-olds who are really, really quick on the uptake. So not all 80. Is she 81? We should check this.
I think that's about right. I think that's about right. That sounds about correct.
Yeah.
Are you actually checking?
Do you know she gave a speech recent with her mask on? Why is she doing that? There's nobody around her.
Because they virtue signal with the mask. There was a thing today. I texted you about this, and we were going to talk about it if we had time. With with Mia Farrow, like, well, it wasn't started by Mia Farrow, but she jumped in on it. This dude tweeted out this video of Matt Gaetz, like, doing karaoke or something with his staff, it looked like. And they were just, like, hanging out and dancing like white nerds. And they were like, he's maskless. And Mia Farrow was, like, making this sick joke about, like, he's passing on COVID to, like, Nestor's friends. Nestor's a kid that he basically adopted and took care of when he didn't have to. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? A, that is a BS thing to say. B, like, he already has the antibodies. He already had it.
Oh. Well, has that been proven?
That he has the antibodies?
That once you have it, that you're in the clear.
I mean, they're pretty sure. They're pretty sure.
Well, the thing is that isn't like what they said.
That is the entire basis of the vaccine is to have like trick your body into thinking that you have it, and so you develop the antibodies. So if that doesn't work, then why the hell are we having vaccines?
I don't know, but in the UK they were talking about this other strain that's even more dangerous, that's making everybody, panic. So I don't know.
Yeah, I have a friend that's over in the UK right now, and he can't even get home. He's over there.
He's stuck in the UK right about that. I don't think I could complain. Like, all right.
Well, you like the UK though.
I love the UK. I can't wait. That is the first thing I'm going to be doing once we're able to travel.
All right. Let's get into our next question. This is also from Charmed3XS. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Atlas gym owner Ian started a Recall Murphy campaign. Apparently, all governors everywhere are now being recalled. Will Phil Murphy of New Jersey be recalled?
Let's see. And this person wants him to be recalled, I'm guessing?
I'm guessing so, yes.
Okay. And just repeat the question as if you want him to be recalled as well.
Will Phil Murphy of New Jersey be recalled?
And so I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Gain, change, power. No, it looks like he's holding on to it. But, I mean, it's so interesting. Yeah, the cards for him are fine. It's just so funny, though, because I think energetically it feels like he's holding on by a thread. So I don't think his competition is very good. Or if he has, maybe he doesn't have much competition or something. But yeah, I think he's holding on to it for the time being. But I don't think that he's having a very good holiday season.
Wow. I don't really feel that bad for him, to be honest. He has fined this gym over $1 million because they refuse to close. So I salute the boys at Atlas Gym. They're doing good. They're doing the Lord's work. So I had a question. Okay, so guys, if you're enjoying our psychicking so far, we got some more questions to go. I just want to remind everyone that we need to do what Adam would do. And what Adam would do is smash that like button. If you like what we're doing, if you enjoy our show, hit the like button, let YouTube know. It really does help us out. We have substantially more people watching right now than we have likes. So I expect to see at least 200 likes on here by the time we get done psychicking this next question. Come on.
I prefer mounting the like button. I mean, on your show or you're on Adam's show, you guys can smash the like button, but I would prefer that we mount our like buttons. Okay.
You need to tell people to mount the like button like you mean it, Joshua.
Mount the like button, please.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't be misconstruing Adam's term with Joshua's term. Adam is here, Joshua's here. We're different people. All right?
You're certainly being more forceful in this one. Mount the like button, people. Come on.
The like button. Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Let's see. We have one from Justin. Justin says, quarter of all dollars in existence were created in the last year. Is there looking to be a currency devaluation in the near future? Joshua, an economics question. Can you psychic economics?
So I guess the question would be, like, is the dollar going to lose value? Is that am I understanding it correctly?
Is there going to be a currency devaluation in the near future, like 1 to 4 years? Is the dollar going to lose value?
Yeah. Okay. In the next 4 years, right?
Yes.
Will the dollar lose value in the next 4 years? Can you say that for me?
Will the dollar lose value in the next 4 years?
Whoa! Hold on.
Apparently so. Jeez.
Please hold. All right, let's see. Will the dollar lose value in the next 4 years? Will the dollar lose value in the next 4 years? Will the dollar lose value in the next 4 years? Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Let's see. Prince of Discs, the Sun, interference. I mean, there might be a little bit of a dip, but I think overall it's going to be pretty strong.
Oh, well, okay. And congratulations, guys! You got past the 200 like mark. So, but you can still you can keep liking it if you want. For all you slackers who haven't hit the like button yet or mounted the like button, Joshua right now is mounting his tarot cards.
It's important to mount your tarot cards. How else are your readings going to get so good? Right?
Exactly.
Got them out.
All right. So Heather has a pertinent question that I wanted to talk about tonight because Joshua, in the last couple of days, Trump has called for a big march in DC on January 6th, which is the day that Congress will be certifying the votes, one way or the other for whoever will ultimately be president next year. I will be going because, I can't miss out on that. Come on. It's like, this is like, what's that?
It's Little Christmas.
It is a little bit, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
No,
and I'm really
literally is Little Christmas, the January 6th.
What does that mean?
It means essentially it's the time that you need to take your wreath off your freaking door and take your tree down.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's true. I mean, that's like that's a polite thing to do. You shouldn't have your, but Little Christmas, it's called Little Christmas. It's actually like a holiday, I think. Oh, but you're supposed to take your Christmas stuff down. So please make sure everyone don't keep the wreath on the door. Like Little Christmas.
Don't be that guy. No one likes that guy. Don't be that guy.
You're devaluing the property in the neighborhood. It's not nice.
Okay. All right.
So you're going to this thing. Talk to me about it.
This is a different thing. So Trump has called for every patriot to come and descend upon Washington, D.C. for one big, epic march. And so, of course, I will be going. Many other people will be going. I want to try to convince you to go because I think you'd have a good time, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that done. Who knows? Maybe you'll be making a guest appearance in DC. But I will definitely be going. Now, one of the things that I do anticipate happening is Antifa is actually already starting to organize for this. I've already seen them posting about the evil white supremacists coming to town. And so there might be trouble there. And let's see, what Heather wants to know.
Heather.
And you said that so accusatory, Josh.
I do because of the movie. Like Heather, you're such a mega bitch, Heather.
I'm sure she's never heard that in her life.
What's your glitch?
All right, but what Heather wants to know is, I wonder how wild DC will be on January 6th. So, Joshua, can we get a general sense of what is going to happen in DC on January 6th?
Yeah, let me tell you where the moon is first. No, I mean, we probably should run the chart for it, but we'll just eyeball it. January 6th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, moon's in Libra.
Yeah.
I mean, what idiot's going to start a fight when the moon's in Libra? That's pretty dumb. So let's see. Okay, so you want to hear about how wild it's going to be on January 6th there? Is that correct?
Yes. How wild will it be in DC on January 6th?
In terms of fighting, right?
Well, can we even just get a general overview of what it'll be like that day in DC?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah, like the major headlines.
Yeah.
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop. Some of the chats.
No, it's going to be lovely. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think, 9 of discs. I think people will stay in their own corners. Princess of Cups, again, Libra is a lover, not a fighter. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you push Libra too hard, they'll come at you like an Aries. You know what I mean? But overall, they kind of like to get along. The big thing is there's probably going to be a lot of talk.
I would say there's definitely going to be a lot of talk. I absolutely believe that.
But more like, you know what I mean? Like instead of like Libra as a sign, like loathes violence. Like they think it's like despicable. But they're pretty good at like being like, you know, big mouths and yelling nasty things. But I think overall it's going to be really, really nice. I wouldn't worry.
I'm definitely going to try to yell at some protesters. I am. Not the Trump people. I like the Trump people. But if they're counter protesters, I'm absolutely going to. I had so much fun in November laying into those protesters. I let them have it. I remember like I was like running up the street after them, like with the Proud Boys. And like the whole walkaway crew was like standing on the sidewalk watching me. And they were like, is that they like thought they saw me like running after the protesters, screaming at them and acting a fool, and I totally was. And I enjoyed it. Now this is, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but this just really made me laugh. Topless guys and gals will roam the streets of Washington wearing their MAGA hats and listening to Hulk Hogan's WWF theme song. That's what I'm hoping for right there.
Want to be too cold?
You'll probably be too cold. I'm going to be bundled up. I also want to show this one. Thank you, Gabriel. Love the show. Thank you, Carlin. Humorous and freaking perfect. That's what we go for. Humorous and freaking perfect.
That could be one of our like boom like taglines. Humorous, and remember that. Will you screenshot that?
I will. I'll write it down. Humorous and freaking perfect.
We'll put it in our campaign for 2021.
We will. We're going to have a campaign. Okay. I guess we'll have to talk about that later. All right, we got a couple more super chats. Now this one's a little different, and I actually don't know anything about this one, Joshua. So I'm really hoping that you do, because you're much more into some of this stuff than I am. Okay. Joshua, another Joshua wants to know. I know this is different from your usual content, but I'd be interested in your opinions on Rimuru from the anime. That time I was reincarnated as a slime. Do you have any frame of reference as to what this is?
No, but I can do a quick search on the internet. And yeah. Are we talking about, is this Joshua, like, is he talking about his reincarnation, or is it about an anime character, or?
I think it's an anime character. Let's see. Miles is clarifying it's an anime character. Can anyone else provide us with any? Oh, so like people are saying that this is like really good anime that apparently we need to see.
Okay. We'll get in the list.
Okay. I feel bad because he gave us a really nice super chat. I want to give him more of a response. I just don't know. Here's what I'm going to do, Joshua. I'm copying this super chat and I'm making note of it, and I'm going to look up this anime. And if you want to provide us any clarification in the chat, I will be paying attention. And we'll try to do what we can. I wish I had more of a response. I just don't even know what this is.
And if not tonight, then next week.
Yes. We will try our very best.
Hopefully not. There's no time like the president. Us Joshua's know that.
Exactly. All right. JMEW says, Mike Pence is who will open the envelopes for the electors. So will he use the contested electors sent by the Republicans to give the win to Trump? Okay, so this is one of the ways that Trump could potentially win. And I don't agree with this way at all. So basically one of the things that's going to happen in D.C. on January 6th is that Mike Pence is in charge of overseeing this meeting of Congress. Right? Like, he is the only one with authority in this meeting. Nancy Pelosi can't do boo. Chuck Schumer can't do boo. He is in charge of basically like accepting the electors. And I think there's actually some people are saying that so basically 7 different states have chosen to send a dual slate of electors. So they sent electors for Biden and they sent electors for Trump. And Pence could conceivably choose to accept the electors for Trump that were sent by the states as alternates. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I guess because okay, so when we actually cast our votes in the presidential election, we're actually not necessarily voting directly for president. We're voting for electors who then cast their vote for the president, right? That's what the Electoral College is. And so there are several states, all the contested states have actually sent 2 different sets of votes from 2 different sets of electors. They sent the electors for Biden and they sent the electors for Trump because they're still investigating the fraud and they want to be able to have the option of going with the Trump slate if there turns up evidence. But Mike Pence, because he is in charge of overseeing this meeting, could frankly just choose to accept the electors for Trump. I think that's actually allowed in the context of this. I don't think it'd be a good decision unless there's other fraud things going on. But can we see which? See, this is a hard question to psychic because it's kind of a general question, and maybe we could do for one of the specific states. Would that be easier? You tell me, Joshua.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. So yeah, for one of the specific states, you can mention a state and we'll see what it looks like.
Okay, let's do the obvious one because Georgia is probably the one right now where there's probably the most overwhelming evidence that something went horribly wrong. So let's do it for Georgia.
Okay, so the question is, will Mike Pence do blah, 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 blah for Georgia? Will you say the blah, blah, blah?
Will Mike Pence use the contested elector votes sent by Republicans from Georgia to give Trump the win?
And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Georgia. Stop. I said Georgia's going to stop. Sorry. You know what I meant. I was reading someone say Georgia in the chat.
It's very possible. I think with the 9 of Cups.
Yeah, pets.
And then the 10 of Cups. Yeah, and then with the Hermit card. Yeah, I think something is going to be good. Like he's definitely going to be. Well, he did. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because didn't he go on record today giving a speech being like,
Pence gave a fiery speech today. It was amazing.
Yeah.
At the turning point thing. Yay, yay, yay. Joshua, I love all this drama. I do. I have aged 87 years in the last 6 months and probably about 40 of those years since the election. But I love all this drama. I love the intrigue. And I want them to burn this thing down so badly. I really do. We'll see. We'll see. All right. We got a couple more. Oh, God. A couple more. Okay. Elizabeth says, did you watch the KFC romance movie, Lull, Merry Xmas? I have no idea what you're talking about, Elizabeth. Joshua, do you know?
KFC is in Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I guess.
And lull, L as in laughing out loud, or lull?
Yeah, I think Elizabeth might be making a little joke, but I'm not sure what she's referring to.
I haven't watched Christmas movies, but I still need to watch my favorite one, which is Silent Night, Deadly Night, before Christmas. Somehow, I don't know how I'm going to find time. Maybe I'll have to be after Christmas.
I think Mikey might appreciate that. All right, Charm3XS has another super chat, and she wants to know, does the Supreme Court hear any election-based case? Because so far the Supreme Court has refused to hear cases, but Trump has just appealed several cases from Pennsylvania to the Supreme Court because they're really trying to get the court to actually handle this, but the court doesn't seem to want to. So can we psychic if the Supreme Court will hear any election-based case?
Yes. And someone stop shuffling.
Stop.
Three of Cups, Prince of Cups, Princess of Swords. I think this, yeah, I would say so. I don't know how far it's going to go, but I think with Three of Cups, it's promising, you know?
All right.
My concern is the Princess of Swords and the Prince of Cups.
Those damn swords.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think that there are some people that are in that camp that is supposed to be helping out the Republicans. It might be the Republicans, plenty of them, you know what I mean? But
yes, they damn well should be, yes.
It's almost like secret agents or like moles or something that are like let me plant a flower, and then like somebody who's supposed to be on my team uproots it. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It doesn't sound promising, but I would just like them to take one and actually hear the evidence and then actually make a decision rather than passing on it on stupid procedural grounds that they basically just made up so that they didn't have to do their goddamn jobs.
Yeah. There's definitely trickery there with the Princess of Swords.
Oh. So Joshua, I have updated information from Elizabeth, and she says that there is a KFC romance Lifetime movie, and I know how you feel about Lifetime movies.
I love Lifetime movies. They're the best. Go
and
ahead.
apparently it's starring AC Slater.
Well, that's a problem.
Why? What do you have against him?
I just, he's not my cup of tea. I'm sure he's a very great person. He's a Libra. I don't think I could watch him even in a Lifetime movie. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm a Morris fan. Sorry.
Well, we have one last question to do, and then I have one more question I want to ask you. There was a special question from my locals community. Now, this question is a personal question, but I feel like it's Christmas. I'm in the Christmas spirit, and it's an important question, so we're going to ask it anyway. Parmesan Beagle says, should I ask Morgan to marry me?
Oh, this is so cute. All right, from the top.
Should I ask Morgan to marry me?
Do me a favor and say, if I ask Morgan to marry me.
If I ask Morgan to marry me.
And this is from whom?
This is from Parmesan Beagle.
So if Parmesan Beagle asks Morgan to marry him, right?
If Parmesan Beagle asks Morgan to marry him.
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Yeah, it looks good.
I was so nervous. I was like, you don't want to tell this guy no on the internet.
No, the Chariot looks good and the Knight of Discs looks good. I think my only concern is like, why is there like, I think with the worry card, I guess my concern is like, what is keeping you from flowing your energy all the way through this? Like, is it a financial thing? Is it like feeling like you want to have your ducks in a row further? Like there's really good energy here, but there is almost like this limited force of a sense of like, but is now the right time? You know what I mean? I don't know if it's a matter of like you're waiting for something. I would just, get ahead of it in the sense of know that like there's never a right time, right? Like you don't like say, well, would I have plenty of money? I mean, what's plenty of money, right? Like, or do you know what I'm saying, Carlin? Like if you wait to like, the right moment, know that you have so much to offer and, there's never going to be the perfect time. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
So just do it. Just do it.
I would do it. And then, if there's anything you can take care of between now and the proposal, I would, just to make you have, because the enemy of this card is low self-worth. So you need to do whatever it is that you can to feel amazing and valuable and know that you're a damn good catch. Like Morgan's going to be making out like a bandit here. You know what I mean? And I think the big thing is, if she should know how special and important you are. And if she doesn't, well, then don't ask her to marry you. Essentially.
So, in other words, give the girl a Christmas gift.
Give the girl a Christmas gift. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She'll probably be psyched, I'm sure.
Yeah. She better be psyched.
All right. So, Joshua, I have one more question for you. And this question was actually brought up. I do Zoom calls twice a week with my locals community. I know many of my locals members are here tonight, so I'm so happy you guys came to hang out. And someone in the call today brought up that apparently there was an ancient curse that was put on U.S. presidents that were elected in years ending in 0. And this started way back when. And there was apparently a really long streak of presidents who were elected in years that ended with 0 that ended up like dying in office. And it was supposedly broken by Ronald Reagan, who believed in this curse because they believed in all that stuff. And we know that Nancy had an astrologer and all that. But apparently Ronald Reagan had all these people praying for him to break the curse. And the person in locals told me that apparently after 7 cycles of a curse, you can break it. So I wanted to get your thoughts on curses and if there is actually a 0 curse.
Was Kennedy elected in 1960?
Yeah.
He was. He was?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I do think the curses can be broken after a certain amount of time. Like, you know, for instance, the Bruce Lee, the curse ended with his son. I'm sure you heard about that. Conversation for another time. But yeah, I do think that they can be broken at a certain point, if that makes sense.
Well, do you think this is like a real curse, though? Was there really a curse on presidents elected? Because now, I mean, especially if like Biden gets inaugurated, like Biden, like, you know, is not necessarily in the best shape in the world.
Well, let's see if that. We phrase that. Is there a curse on presidents that, however you said it?
Is there a curse on presidents elected in a year that ends with 0?
And so I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Knight of Swords, worry. I don't think so. I think that there's some kind of curse on some. I don't think it's the 0 thing. I think there's some other kind of like formula. Do you know what I mean? Because what would be the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know who's going to be elected.
Yeah. Well, and I think at one point you told me like curses only really work if you believe in them.
Yeah, but I think that again, like if you have something that is embedded in one's subconscious, and that's why, like in terms of like the Bruce Lee stuff, it's in everybody's head. Like, you know, when Bruce Lee was born, they made him seem like a girl to protect him. So all of this energy is going on around the baby. It becomes like a part of their cells, you know what I mean? So I think that like the belief obviously prevails. Like if you think you're cursed, you are. And if anybody ever says like nobody can do magic on you unless you believe that they can. So don't give anyone any power. Just always say that you're only open to the highest and clearest influences.
Ah.
One of my favorite phrases, and it works like a charm. So just keep that in mind. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we have one last super chat. I just want to say thank you to Sasha, the book lover. It's every 20 winters on a 0 year. Okay. Maybe I had explained to be wrong. I don't know. But sadly, that's all the time we have for tonight. So we're not going to be able to suss this out anymore. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for the support with the super chats. It means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy this show, we do this every Tuesday night at 9:30. So you can come hang out with us. We'll answer your questions. And if you want a one-on-one meeting with Joshua where you can run your chart or do a tarot reading or all these things, his information is in the description below, psychicsun.com. He's okay at it, I guess. All right, guys, take care. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a really happy holiday, and we will be back next week. Bye.
Bye.